The MAGA Trump-supporting community is the most intelligent and diverse community I have ever known in my life. Thank you.
Awesome.
Dude! Oh, bro! Dude, we need the gong, bro. Here we go.
I don't want someone in power that's going to not want to leave. I don't want someone.
Oh my God. You are not a Republican. There's just no freaking way.
Did you mean Barack Hussein Obama?
Pro-Trump Republicans and anti-Trump Republicans. The first prompt is, Trump is an honest man.
Oh, yikes.
Will the agreeers please step forward? Starts off.
Trump is an honest man because he has stood up for the truth in this country and paid the price for it. He has been persecuted more than any other political figure in modern times. And if you
Trump is an honest man because blah-de-blah-de-blah-de-blah. Right? Like, what a start is that? Trump is an honest man because he has stood up. I mean, honest man starts with telling the truth, doesn't it?
wasn't telling the truth, I don't think he would stick by it. And also, all of the witch hunts haven't really
It's like 50,000 lies.
Liar, so to speak, yet. So I believe he's an honest man. And I mostly believe he honestly loves this country. That's the most important.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think by virtue of how honest he is with his remarks and how off the cuff he is proof of how honest he really is. If perhaps he was...
So off the cuff, though, it is not relevant to honesty
more like
there.
Obama, someone willing to lie simply to get votes, to kind of hide his perspectives, he might be a little more popular by some of the other folks here today. But because he's very honest, he says things like,
bro, it's hard to take this serious.
You know, he's impugned sometimes for that off-the-cuff honesty that I really respect, considering that we don't have a lot of honest politicians.
And we can't forget about creative editing in today's society.
Oh, Lordy.
Has he been wrong about certain things? Who isn't? Is he a perfect...
Again, the question is not whether you like him or not. It's about him being an honest man. The statement is Trump is an honest man. But you notice right off the bat, they're like abused spouses. You know, he really does love me. He brings me flowers.
Human being? Who is? But do I think he's out there intentionally lying to the American people? No, I do not.
And I think Trump,
I mean, the falsification of business records was some intentional lying, but all right. All right.
All right, let's bring in our disagreeers.
I just can't agree. I mean, I think if Trump was an honest man, then he wouldn't be on trial right now for lying about having sex with a porn star and using his business records to cover it up so that his campaign supporters wouldn't find out. I think
Okay, so
anytime that MAGA places Trump up with Jesus, I mean, this happens all the time.
that doesn't happen. That's a lie.
absolutely
That's a
does.
lie.
Dude, that's not a lie. Like, what are they even talking about?
Right, but what does that have to do with his honesty? You just brought up the
Yeah.
if I can finish, you brought up the Stormy Daniels incident, which he is literally being sued for saying, I didn't rape her.
Right.
He's not being sued. He got convicted. Their play on words is crazy.
I'm talking about Stormy Daniels, the case going on in New York right now, where he's being sued because he covered up a $130,000 payment by falsifying his business. No, he did.
Allegedly.
He did. He won.
Dude, what is this guy doing, dude? Where? Dude, what is this guy? This guy's the lounge Republican over here.
Lying and having it be a misdemeanor is not
Well,
any
and
different
again,
than lying
he
and
says
having
that
it be
he
a
didn't
felony.
have sex with her.
Yeah,
He
but
said he didn't.
he still
Tim,
made
were
the
you-
payment
were you
to
there?
her, and he falsified.
Well,
I don't know
a
if he
lot
had
of
sex with her or not.
celebrities make
It doesn't matter if he had
hush
sex.
money
I don't think a
payments, and it
porn star
wasn't
is a
done-
celebrity, with all due
Yeah,
respect.
Well, with all due respect, you're 2.5 hours late, so I really don't care what you have to say.
Are you noticing something here? Because MAGA people, they want to bully. That's the Trumpian thing. Even when you show them, you can show them receipts. Like, here we go. Here's my receipt. And they're like, but no, blah-de-blah-de-blah. It's an endless line of dismissiveness, always. And they've got to shut you down. Because her, in particular, she's come out here, she's an immovable object. That's what MAGA seeks to do. They're immovable objects.
So let's say I give you this one instance of dishonesty.
But it wasn't
How does
one.
that
Look
prove that
about
in its
Jenny
totality,
Carroll.
President Trump is more dishonest,
I challenge
especially
you.
versus other politicians?
RC.
Right?
Why wouldn't you
So
want to
you're giving me one.
See, there's the out, though. The question here, the prompt is Trump is an honest man. But now he's saying relative to other politicians. And this is the thing they love to do here in our chat. We see it every day where someone's like, oh, every politician lies. Therefore, Trump's lying is something that we should overlook. It's like a battered wife says, all men are abusive. So therefore, my husband that only hits me every once in a while is better than most men. He's not the worst guy out there. That is an abuser's take, though, because Trump's honesty, or whether or not Trump is an honest man, whether or not you or I are honest men, is not based on relativity. If you are gauging your honesty based on those around you, all you have to do is hang out with really, really, really dishonest people, and then you're allowed to be extraordinarily dishonest. And as long as you're less dishonest than them, you are an honest person by comparison. That's a real flaw. And that's one that MAGA like to use a lot, is that scale of relativity. There's a ruler they like to always hold up. And I'm not a fan of that.
We can debate the intricacies of this trial, which is literally being legislated right now in court. So
I would argue
but I'm
his
saying, let's say you're right.
Rhetoric is a lie. He's campaigning in 2024 on the fact that he won the 2020 election. He did not win the 2020 election.
How
he
many
is
presidents?
0 for 60 in court cases.
Well, let's not even
many-
forget the entire timeline of
put a
Make
batter
America
up-
Great Again.
Dude, she jumped right in on that. Oh, he did win. Here she comes. Dude, why do they always have the worst lip jobs? Jesus.
How many?
I just don't like a cult leader leading our cause.
Can I ask
So
you, will you be voting for Biden or Trump, or are you sitting out?
I will be voting for Biden because I don't
So
want
Yeah, so you're
conservative. Thank you. Thank
How are
you.
you a Democrat if you vote for a Democrat?
because I don't want someone in power that's going to not want to leave. I don't want someone.
Oh my God.
Like,
You
if
are not a
at-
Republican
At the
now.
end
Let's
of
just
4
be
years,
frickin-
Dude, who wants a president that doesn't want to leave? If I thought Joe Biden was going to not want to leave, I wouldn't be voting for Joe Biden either. I don't think that's a crazy take. That should be everybody's take. You know, the MAGA thing isn't even about policy or leadership anymore. The MAGA thing is about allegiance, and that's it. That's why they have all the tokens. The MAGA, the cross and the hats and the Trump flags. It's because for them, it's not even about the administration of government or about governing. It's about following and commitment to the team, to the squad. I mean, if you can't accept Trump's dishonesty, if you can't look at this guy that has thousands of lies and say, okay, you can still like Trump, but to claim that he's honest after like 30,000 false statements that, networks can't even air his rallies anymore because of financial liability after Fox News got sued over the election lies. If you can't acknowledge that, at that point, it's super toxic because not only does Trump lie repeatedly, but he lies in ways that are, like libs of TikTok. Like libs of TikTok is trying to make people feel like transgender people are dangerous. So every single day, libs of TikTok takes a piece of information about somebody transgender and contorts it in a way that feeds into that narrative of trans people being dangerous. Even if there's no factual data, even if the very thing she's talking about is an absolute lie. That's fundamental dishonesty. If you have to twist your statements or you have to relativize everything you do in order to find a base of honesty, that's fundamentally dishonest.
The problem I have is when we see our country right now, we've got 18 million people that have crossed our border illegally. We have over
this
100,000 missing
is
migrant
so
children, and we have Biden's State Department
Annoying.
basically giving our military base in Panama, funding NGOs with military-aged men and flying them into our country.
Dude, the military-aged men thing, right? These code words, bro. Military-aged men. See, it's really hard to have a rational discussion with someone, part of a grander conspiracy of a takeover from the inside. Everything about the MAGA movement is this idea that we are under attack. They are at war. They're at war in the schools because the schools are trying to indoctrinate and take away their kids. The government is the enemy. The military-age men are coming in. It's not just immigration, it's an invasion from China and from Africa and from, Panama. Their whole world is this constant state of being under attack, which then, if you're under attack and you're at war, it sort of justifies them being a little bit severe with the schools and with the school boards and throwing the librarians in jail. They must, because they're doing stuff that's so dangerous, right? And they have to deport these people because they're at war.
You can vote for that and say you're a Republican. I'm sorry, you're not.
Absolutely.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No,
It angers
Okay.
me.
Yeah, we can
I
tell
am a
you're
big
angry.
believer in the phrase, by their enemies you shall know them. I'm from Utah. I'm a gay man, a drag artist.
A gay drag artist from Utah. All right. And oh, Lordy. All right. Dude, this is something else. The gay drag artist from Utah is MAGA. All right.
But I don't believe in pronouns.
Dude, I'm not
I don't
buying it.
claim to be a woman. I would never go in a women's bathroom. But our very Republican
I'm not buying
woman
it.
governor, Spencer Cox, can't stand Donald Trump. He's just so mean. And our Republican governor has he, him pronouns in his social media bio. So he is allowing Utah to slide down the slope of wokeism. He is in no way, shape, or form a real...
Again, wokeism. If you use the term woke other than in jest, you are fraudulent. There is no such thing as wokeism. When you think about what they try to encapsulate with wokeism, they're anti-DEI. They're anti-affirmative action. They're anti-women's rights. They're anti-abortion. They're anti-LGBTQ rights. They don't like gay marriage. They don't like paper straws. They don't like taking care of the environment. They don't want to get off fossil fuels. They don't want stop using coal. They don't want to rein in their energy consumption. They don't want to give free education or house the homeless or feed the hungry. They don't want immigrants to become citizens. None of those things I just read are related. Those are like 30 different ideologies there that have nothing to do with one another. But the Republicans, because of this binary scenario where it's either you're with us or if you're not with us, you are all the enemy. They attach themselves to those terms. It's them and everything else is woke. But there isn't wokeism. This idea that everything that's not them is one thing. That's a forced binary. Abortion rights and a paper straw and gay marriage and using LED light bulbs, none of those are related. They are manufactured as a consistent singular mentality by a group of people that only live on a handful of issues.
And as this young man said, he would vote for Joe Biden. Joe Biden supports aborting a 9-month-old fully grown baby in the...
No, he doesn't. Nobody supports aborting a 9-month-old fully grown baby. There's another example for you. Nobody on the Democratic side, nobody, not a single politician, not a single Democrat anywhere supports the aborting of a fully formed 9-month-old baby. Again, it's yet another lie. Nobody does. Nobody does.
Womb. He said he's pro-life, but he would vote for Joe Biden. So yes, he's a Democrat. These people are Democrats, as far as we're concerned.
Lady MAGA, do you mind if I just do a quick follow-up
Of course.
on your story? How do you find yourself as a conservative? I think most people would associate being a gay man. Is that
Yeah,
correct?
gay.
Being gay with being liberal.
But see, I think that's a lie too.
Oh, no, I'm just
That
addressing...
we as Republicans don't like gay people. That is
Yeah.
a lie.
No, it
Well,
absolutely...
That is a lie.
that's great to know. I just want to hear
that.
Yeah.
It's not even that you don't like gay people. It's like you want gay people to submit to your rules and to not be visible. They just don't want to see gay behavior. They don't want gay people near their kids. They don't want a gay babysitter or a gay teacher. But they say, oh, yeah, It's no, oh, we don't dislike them.
I am a biological gay man. This is my drag persona. I don't live my life as a woman. But I call it the LGBTQIA plus ever expanding.
See, here's the question though, because Lady MAGA said he's a biological gay man. So you have to wonder, why is this biological gay man bringing his drag persona to the debate? Like, why is this person debating in character? I mean, I think that's a legitimate question. It would be like Christian Bale if he showed up at a debate playing Patrick Bateman from American Psycho. You'd be like, dude, why are you debating from your character? Why aren't you having this discussion from your actual self?
I don't live my life as a woman. But I call it the LGBTQIA plus ever expanding alphabet mafia. And I had to step away from the alphabet people, as I call them, pushing transgenderism, hormones, and mutilation on children. That was one. And as a dignified...
But see, that's not happening. Nobody is pushing hormones and trying to get children to change their gender and or mutilate them. That is not happening at all. There is no agenda to do that.
Drag artist who loves to present a sparkly, fabulous character. I could no longer stand by and watch drag queens stripping in a thong and a trapeze in front of children who are the same age as my nieces and nephews. So I had to step away from that. And Donald Trump expanded who gets to be a conservative. The MAGA crowd, we are wild. We are fun. We are outside the box. I don't fit the cookie cutter suit and tie Republican. So as a gay man, that's
the MAGA aren't suit and tie Republican.
There are millions of gay conservatives, but they're terrified
are like
to say anything
white trash,
because they will
dressed
be
like
attacked.
4th of July sort of deal.
Were you a pro-Trump, right? Like when he first entered the political scene?
You know, I voted for him with my eyes closed. I was like, Hillary or Donald Trump? This is a gamble, but obvious I couldn't vote for Hillary. So I voted for Donald Trump, and then I watched him very closely. I'm not a celebrity worshiper. He's not a superstar. I'm not in a cult for Donald Trump. I scrutinize every single...
He calls himself Lady MAGA. And he says, not in a cult, but, you know, his drag personality is Lady MAGA. So that, I mean, I don't know if that one would hold up in court.
Because that's my job as an American, is to scrutinize anyone who has a leadership position that involves my life. So he won me over, and I know I'm talking too much, but the day he really, really won me over is when he called Haiti an SHIT hole. And I'll explain why. I lived overseas for 10 years of my life, working in the humanitarian realm. I spent years in Africa. Haiti is very similar to Africa. Children don't have their rights. Women can get raped with no protection from the police. So by calling a spade and using that phrase, I realized this guy gets it. He's not like Barack Hussein Obama, who's a cultural relativist who pretends that Haiti is the equal of America and our way of life. So as off-color as the comment was, a little bell went off in my head like, this guy...
There you go. It's the white supremacy that always brings us together.
A polished teleprompter politician like Mitt Romney. So he won me over. Many other reasons too, but that was an important moment.
Thank you for sharing your backstory.
Look at how happy she is. She's like so smitten with when she's like, oh, you're a racist? I love that about you. She was like glowing over here. Did you see her face?
What is the Republican movement is the word that's coming about. It's about faith, family, values, integrity. When you think of Donald Trump, do you think of integrity?
I do.
I do.
Yeah.
And again, I'm not looking for a pass.
Dude, if you think of Donald Trump and you think of integrity, you're a lost cause. You know what I mean? You should be getting a one-way ticket to Uganda. The guy, 4,000 lawsuits, 6 bankruptcies, every wife cheated on, takes his mistress on the family vacation and becomes tabloid headlines, having sex with porn stars, a year affair while his wife is pregnant. His own wife won't even be seen with him anymore. Melania is never in the same room with the man. There is nothing about him. He has like 0% integrity. He'll say anything he can to try and get you in bed so he can be coercive and manipulative and maybe at times forceful. And he's got a reasonable amount of charm when he tries acting like a teenage boy, right? We have a society that lets men get away with that. But to act like he actually has integrity is like, come on, bro. I mean, come on. To say that is Stockholm syndrome or something. Something is going down, bro.
And let's not forget, her attorney that put her up to this is in jail.
And to be clear,
okay.
I don't believe these two
You're
incidents are
giving
just
some of the story.
coincidences.
You're
I
giving
think
the
they're both
parts you
actively
like.
lying and politically
No.
motivated. So no, it's not a coincidence.
You're giving little highlights of the story that suit you about the story.
No, that's not true.
That is true, sweetheart.
No, it's not. And don't call me sweetheart.
I can call you whatever I'd like.
Okay.
Let's
Sorry, I'm just very annoyed that we all sat
You
here.
keep going on.
Yeah,
We're
dude,
gonna have to
the woman in red is like, she just wants to fight, bro. It's like, there's some of her Botox is leaking. She's
Relevant.
pissed.
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
Literally have a victim.
Retribution.
Moving forward. I haven't heard from you yet.
Are we gonna?
I know
Let's go.
time's more valuable for you because you're
Okay.
older. I understand.
Okay, so the prompt.
Don't. If you want to go there, I'll go.
Okay, so the prompt is anti-Trump Republicans are actually Democrats.
Dude,
And you came in because
there's going to be a fist fight.
Well, I mean, and I have the perspective of really being a proud Democrat till 2012-13 when I started saying, okay, the left has completely lost its mind. And I mean, I've played at the White House 4 times, all with Democratic presidents. But I feel like I've never really moved on many of my issues.
You
It's just
played at the
left has
White
gone
House.
so far left.
It's like a jazz
Exactly.
musician.
Yeah.
Completely. But
He doesn't speak
for
for
being
all of us.
honest.
no. But the thing is, you know, and Laura, you bring up a great point about, you know, you can slice the pie so many ways of what to call each other. You know, the elites and the politicians versus the Uniparty versus everyone else. There's so many ways you can slice it. The Democrats can be cut up in different ways. Republicans can be cut up in different ways. But my main value is protecting individualism over collectivism, capitalism over anything else. Just these core values.
Dude, if his thing is individualism over collectivism and capitalism over everything else, how the hell was he ever a Democrat? Right? Like, there is, like, collectivism is the core tenet of the Democratic Party. It's a collection of all different kinds of people and all different kinds of ethos and all different kinds of, you know, life methodologies. Like, I think that's pretty funny that he's saying he was a Democrat, but his core principles are extraordinarily non-democrat.
Of America. And am I anti-Trump? Absolutely. Does that mean I'm going to vote for Joe Biden? Hell no. I'm not going to do that.
This guy's
So
voting
you
for
can't just
Trump.
Call it that. Oh, we're Democrats. No, I'm someone that was a Democrat, and I would never call myself that anymore, which is sad to say. But hell no.
Dude, this guy was never on the left. I call bull. This guy was not a left winger.
And destroy them, which we should all be a team together to destroy this enemy. Is Donald Trump really, with all the great Republicans that I really love, he's the guy that's going to lead us to the promised land to save the country from the Marxist left and everything
Who would
else
you
with them?
choose?
There's so many people. Well, actually, a lot of Trump's VPs, unfortunately, are some of my favorite people. Whether it's Vivek, whether it's Tulsi, whether it's Byron Donalds. I mean, I love Condoleezza Rice. We already talked about Thomas Sowell, one of my absolute heroes in the world.
Dude, he's like pro Vivek. Like, what is he talking about? Dude, this guy, bro. This guy's been smoking too much Keith, bro. He needs to put the spliff down, man.
This lawfare, do you know how many years Trump's facing? 700 years in prison. Do you
Dude,
really think that he
he's
deserves
not getting
that?
700
and I
years.
truly think
Like,
that
what
if
is
we
she
allow
talking about?
lawfare I
Lawfare.
believe that if we allow lawfare to travel as far
travel.
and get away with what they've done,
Her
we don't have a
voice.
country anymore.
No, the precedent.
we allow lawfare.
It's disgusting.
It's like you can hate him.
Lawfare is like, that's their new word. They always have a word. CRT, DEI, lawfare, woke, groomer, demon. It's always something with these people.
It's fine to hate him for this, that, and the other reason, but to allow the precedent, even the insurrection
If you
situation.
allow
which
lawfare.
Not
did he
friends.
push it? Did he push it to happen?
I-
Kind of, but did he say go to the
Hold on.
Capitol and
Hold
blast
on.
the
No,
door?
I
he
jumped
said,
in. I jump in.
Dude, these guys, these people, they could walk in and watch Trump butt their daughter, and they'd be like, well, did he really stick it in there? I mean, he's wearing a condom. Yeah.
If being a Republican is
Jesus.
Sucking up to Trump, then I'm not a Republican.
I think being a Republican just means not literally voting Democrat.
No, that's not what being a Republican means. People are split ticket and are still a member of a party. I can be a Republican and vote for a Democrat that I think does a better job. It's not that complicated. People used to have like sense and be in the middle. Like Bob Dole.
You would be so
there's a
successful
quote.
in the
Hold on,
Democrat Party.
sorry. In April of 2020, 7 months in advance, he said, "It is rigged if I lose." And then in August, he said it again. It's not a rigged election. And then, dude, can I just?
He's doing the same thing with this election.
Okay,
Can I
I'll
add a
just
20 seconds? No, you finish.
Okay, I was just gonna say, sorry. So like, and then when he calls his supporters up on January 6th, you can say whatever you want about what he told them to do at the Capitol, but if you call your supporters up on January 6th, have a massive rally with millions of people, tell them to march down to the Capitol,
Peacefully
it doesn't matter what he said. He set up Mike Pence as a traitor if he didn't accept those electoral votes.
You said we're going to cover the insurrection.
Okay.
I have the luck of being a political strategist, so I've actually seen the data set of anti-Trump Republicans who are hard Republicans.
This guy's like, I'm a political strategist, so therefore,
elections.
I know
I think the reason why that is because psychological manipulation is very powerful, and I think that if you're weak enough, you're susceptible to it. I don't want to get personal here, but we have people on stage, 3 young men who look like they haven't lifted a weight in their life, and we have a woman.
What does that have to do with
oh, see, there we go. If you're weak enough, so now we're into this whole like, if you're not a manly man, you can't be a Republican, dude. Like, do you think Donald Trump has ever lifted a weight? What is this guy talking about, bro? That guy's a clown, dude. Oh my God!
I want to hear what he says about
I have a heart condition.
Hold on.
Let me finish. And we have a woman displaying the Jezebel spirit here despite her age. Despite her age.
The Jezebel spirit, dude. The Jezebel spirit. That's what that guy, Trump's spiritual advisor, who arrested a 12-year-old girl, said she had the Jezebel spirit. Dude. This guy is like, he's going to be a faith healer, bro.
Cleavage,
Oh my God.
Behind every never Trump Republican is a story for why that person is weak and for why that person is accepting of the psychological manipulations and warfare used by Democrats. This young man is a musician. He just probably doesn't want to hurt his liberal friends and ruin his positionality.
This young man is so whitewashed, he doesn't even know how to be black anymore.
So you think that?
Do you want to go there about my cleavage? I can go there.
Do you
even know anything about studies show that
Let's reset.
Dude,
Let's reset. We want to be very cautious of descending into personal insults. We want to be cautious of any personal insults.
But you'll make it at Yale and Harvard.
Dude, she called him out for being whitewashed. Holy shnikes. I mean, she wasn't wrong, man. Jesus.
Deep breaths.
Dude.
That's right, Lady
Yeah,
Maga.
Jezzy's
Can you
in the
guide
chat.
Everybody in a deep breath.
Dude, I got the Jezebel spirit without a doubt, bro.
Oh my gosh, I totally did. Yeah.
Dude.
If my eyes were closed, you would be white.
Oh my God. See, the fact that Lady MAGA showed up in character tells you a lot about the seriousness of this, right? I mean, to be honest with you, I feel sometimes like MAGA is a character. You know, when they get into their MAGA characters, they're exempt from the law. They're going to win the Civil War. They're like some band of tough guys that are winning this really spiritual war for the soul of America. But it's all posturing.
All right. The next prompt is, the 2020 election was rigged. Will the agreeers please step forward?
Dude. The 2020 election was rigged.
The best line.
Yeah, so just so we're all clear, no one said there's no evidence of fraud. The decisions that were made by judges was that there was not enough fraud to overturn the election. So it's an analytical decision that I never saw any actual test on how that can be proved.
The prompt says it was rigged. You believe it was rigged?
100%.
You know, there's the saying in America that you're innocent until proven guilty. So saying the 2020 election was rigged, it is on the people claiming the rigging to establish that burden of proof beyond a reasonable doubt. And nobody has been able to establish that. Nobody has. And in fact, some of the loudest voices saying it was rigged like Tucker Carlson and Laura Ingraham, we have them on record saying they know they're lying. And they know the people like Sidney Powell are completely full of crap. So it's weird because the new MAGA methodology appears to be able to claim something is rigged, and then you have to prove that it's not rigged. It's like the same thing they do with God. They're like, oh, God exists. And it's like, prove it. They're like, prove he doesn't exist because he's everywhere. But it really doesn't work that way.
And this isn't a left or right thing.
Exactly.
I can say I posted the New York Post story. My Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube channels were censored immediately
The New York
at the same
Post.
time, and then they took my business pages.
Dude, I'm sorry, but when the New York Post is your big scoop, I mean, I'll give him, it's one step above the Daily Mail UK, right? But, dude, if the New York Post is your go-to,
That should not happen in America.
Amen.
One more time on the prompt, just because I think this is really
I'd love
important.
to contribute something.
Yeah, and maybe you can respond to this. You know,
It's about the prompt.
the word rigged. You know, do any of you believe there was like a coordinated, vast effort?
Absolutely.
And
Yes.
just could you kind of explain?
I just
why?
need a clarification
deep state.
from you. You mentioned someone named Barack Obama. Did you mean Barack Hussein Obama?
Yes, that's the one.
Thank you. I wasn't.
See, there it is again. There's that performative nature there. Sort of white supremacist. What's the whole point of that Lady MAGA shtick right there, right? Is a repetitive sort of disrespect. Yeah, who cares if his name is Hussein? I mean, it's incredibly racist to imply that the middle name Hussein means something. That is like not even veiled racism. Like Lady MAGA, take off your hood already.
I'm not 100% sure, but what I am 100% sure of is there has not been a completely transparent, bipartisan investigation of this so that we don't even have to argue about it. The fact that we're arguing about it means that there has not been a solid, concrete, fact-based investigation into that election.
I disagree that a solid bipartisan fact-based investigation would even be meaningful. Let's look at the House Oversight Committee, for example. Let's look at James Comer and Jim Jordan giving each other handies for the last 2 years while they investigate every facet of Joe Biden. Even all the Republicans on that committee, minus the 3 or 4 MAGA heads, are like, there's no evidence here. What the hell are we doing? And it doesn't sway them because they're insisting that all this evidence exists that doesn't. If there was any evidence at all, some of those court cases would have taken hold.
And people need to trust the vote. And this is never going to go away. And I don't care if you're a Democrat or a Republican.
People need to trust the vote. But people who can't admit that they lost will refuse to trust the vote because they don't trust the vote unless they win. And again, why did all those Republicans win on the same ballot that supposedly Trump got cheated? Why did the Republicans take the House? You know, the Republicans have been winning on the same ticket that Trump lost on.
He just said that half of the judges that dismissed the cases were pro-Trump judges. And meaning
Pro-Trump,
what? What does
as
that
meaning
mean?
some of them were even appointed by Trump, right?
Half of them?
No, not half of them. I'm saying pro-Trump, as in like Republican appointees.
That
right?
does not mean you're pro-Trump if you were appointed
In the
by
2020
Bush.
election, I would
You
say
have
that
a
the vast
fundamental
majority...
misunderstanding of how the law works.
I would say that the vast
Judges
majority...
are not political. They are...
Whoa, judges are not political.
100%.
So that means that they didn't make political decisions to dismiss the election charges, right?
You saying that a judge was a pro-Trump judge is factually inaccurate.
No, but
Dude, there we go. He just meant they were judges that weren't anti-Trump, is what I think he was saying. But you love that spin, though, right? You see the two sides there that Sam here just called him out on it because he's like saying, oh, just because those judges were nominated by Trump doesn't mean they're pro-Trump judges. Judges aren't political. But then he's like, well, but you're saying they are because you're saying that all these judges have dismissed this case as some giant deep state ruse of Trump.
You're saying politics wasn't involved in that.
I don't think you understand. This is your point, not mine.
Right?
You said these judges were pro-Trump.
Yeah, no, see, the thing we all understand, RC, we get it. We get it. Whenever you don't get the result you like, that means politics is being played, and it's lawfare, and it's deep state, And whenever you get the result you do like, it's just a fair and impartial execution of the law. It's just really, it's a weird argument because he's trying to hone in and saying like, oh, just because those judges were Republicans doesn't mean they're pro-Trump. But yet his entire basis of his argument is that everybody here is anti-Trump. The whole world is a giant cabal that's anti-Trump, except for the MAGA faithful and Lady MAGA, the cheerleader over here. Dude, he is an absolute knucklehead.
I think the most important thing to remember here is we need to focus on joy, like the joy you felt when Joe Biden won.
That is not joy that I felt, actually. I hate it.
See, and Lady MAGA over here, I don't even know what he's doing, bro. But he is an embarrassment to drag queens nationwide. Can I just tell you? Because I know some drag queens, and Lady MAGA, I'm sorry, you're B-grade drag queen. Seriously. It's like, at least be productive. Why'd you even come to this thing in character? It's hard to take you serious. You know what I mean? You're not even bringing your real self to the discussion, right? Like, come on.
I mean, one thing is, it's not like Trump won by lost by 8 electoral votes or 12. He got killed. It was not close.
Yeah.
He didn't just need Michigan.
He needed so many of the states. And the other thing is, guess who's winning in all this discussion that we're all having all these years about rigged elections? I have a friend that was in the CIA until 2022 that mostly dealt with Russia. And they said, Corey, they don't really care so much who's president. All they care about is the American people losing faith in their elections.
There he goes. Yeah, he's got, dude, why is it, okay? Why is it that these days, most of these Republican people, they used to be Democrats. They all used to be Democrats, and they all have like a friend in the CIA who's like, yeah, my friend in the CIA just sort of cued me into what Russia's doing. So I gotta, my buddy God came to the coffee shop with me this morning and told me how we're really supposed to be treating transgender people. You like that? Homie whips out his buddy in the CIA, right? He's got a buddy in the CIA who's filling him in about what's really going on. This whole thing, the deep state, they don't care who the president is. We just want you all to fight, right? It's like Charlie Kirk. He went to a coffee shop and he's like, yeah, I heard a bunch of Republicans talking with Jesus.
And that's what
they told me I was right.
So we're losing. All of us are losing. The fact that other countries, China, all of them. Our institution of we're trusting our elections is getting destroyed. And the other thing is, no matter who wins in November, the other side is going to say the other side.
Why didn't he have his buddy from the CIA just come and be part of this panel? Right? I think that would lend a little more credibility to it, right?
And the country is going to end. It's over. The country ends if Biden wins, or the country ends if Trump wins. We're in a really dangerous place regardless.
It happened in 2016 as well with Hillary. Everybody on the left was saying that.
I would agree with that.
But then shouldn't the focus be in strengthening elections, things like voter ID laws?
Oh, totally. It should voter ID. I mean, that's obvious. I don't know why the
So if you agree that these laws should be passed to secure our elections, then if they're not passed, then our elections are unsecure.
Well, no,
right?
because Laura Trump is also promoting mail-in ballots now, right? Laura Trump said a few weeks ago.
It's because it's the law.
No, she said that they should.
It's because it's the law.
Do you believe that we should have voter ID?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I don't.
So we don't have that now.
See,
right?
here's the deal with the voter ID is yes, we could theoretically have voter ID, but a couple situations would need to be met. One is it would be the responsibility of the government to assure that every citizen got their voter ID. Because that's the problem, right? Especially you go down to the South and, every black person down there that's like 60 years old might not even have a birth certificate. No joke. Not to mention the cost. In Oregon, to get a driver's license, it's like $78 for a driver's license, which is no problem for some people, but it's a huge amount of problem for other people. But again, even if there was voter ID, that could also be manipulated. I don't see how that prevents people from voting more than once if they have multiple voter IDs. It's not solving anything, no.
Democrat states that have that too.
So,
see, again, though, the thing is, though, is you'll notice this is the basis of this RC guy's argument, right? If we say voter ID would make the election secure, and you say you're against voter ID, then you are saying you don't want the elections to be secure. But if Democrats were pro-voter ID, they would be anti-voter ID. But again, every Republican methodology is usually based upon limiting the amount of people voting. They want to limit the amount of voters. Always. Look at her, dude. She needs a better plastic surgeon.
Trump has ruined democracy. Will the agreeers please step forward? It's kind of lonely up here, guys.
We agree.
You're scared of us.
Anybody that goes up watches MSNBC.
I don't know if we're being recorded. I just want to go on record as saying that pure democracy is mob rule.
Let me lower the severity.
Pure democracy is mob rule. Dude, Lady MAGA needs to lay off the pipe, bro.
I'm going to come up and sit here for one reason. Democracy, in its purest form, is mob rule. We are a constitutional republic.
Oh, yeah, here we go. Yeah, here we go, dude. The constitutional republic spoken by people who don't even know what that means.
So if you want to consider Trump destroying this idea of democracy that the Democrats and the left constantly pour out, we have to remember that democracy is mob rule. Donald Trump is pro-Constitution of the United States and thus does not tout democracy, 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 because that's farcical. So No,
he doesn't tout democracy, 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 because he always loses the popular vote, bro.
Agree with that. I want to destroy the rhetoric that's all about democracy and start talking about that we are a constitutional republic.
Here's the thing. When somebody says constitutional republic, I want them to be forced to define that word or shut the up. Seriously, it's like woke. Don't even use the word if you can't define it.
I would just say, first of all, saying that Trump weakened democracy, to go back to a previous point, doesn't mean that I don't have conservative values. I think it means that I value my values more than the person. I think the thing that Trump did, which weakened democracy the most, was that he changed politics from a battle over values to a battle over person. And when people idolize values, then they do things.
And to be honest, I don't even know if Trump necessarily did that. I think when you look at reality TV, who's the most popular in reality TV? The person with the worst values. Reality TV is really the cause, even beyond Donald Trump, because reality TV values the worst person. The worst person gets the most attention. The guy who breaks all his alliances, stirs the biggest pot. You stab everyone else in the back in order to not get voted off. That's the reality TV game, is to build an alliance, but you're building it to break it. It's build to break, okay? So the dirtiest, scoundreliest, nastiest, sneakiest MFer is the one who wins in reality TV. And so now Donald Trump, though, he has stepped into this algorithmic world and he's brought that reality TV world into politics. But it was ushered in by the voters. It's people who feed off that reality TV sentiment.
This isn't a Donald Trump problem. This is a politics problem. And I also think we can't talk about how Trump has been harsh with the media and his opponents without also including how they have treated him. He's been called a white supremacist, a bigot, XYZ before.
Dude, he is a white supremacist. He's not been called it. I mean, dude, he is a white supremacist. That goes all the way back to the 70s. His dad was arrested at a KKK meeting. He's been fined by the U.S. government multiple times for refusing to rent to people of color. Okay? The birthing thing. The stand back and stand by to the Proud Boy. All of the okay symbol, hand symbols that all these geeks do. That is, to give their little white supremacy Jack Posobiec. And all those people, what is she even talking about? He is a white supremacist in absolute word and deed, with all the dog whistles, using the phrases of Hitler and other genocidal type phrasings, the poisoning of the blood, the vermin. But to sit there and say, oh, people call him this, they're so mean to him, right? They're so mean because he's got 40 years of history that make him look like a racist because he's said and done extraordinarily racist things over and over and over again, but they're still calling him a racist. But we don't actually have a picture of him with a KKK hood on. So therefore, you're being mean to Donnie Trump.
From the start, there was an aggressive campaign against him from the media that has absolutely set the tone for how he, in turn, treats journalists. I think he's not mean enough, frankly. I hate journalists, but I don't think it's fair to say this started with Trump. If anything, he's merely a symptom of a problem that's existed. I would say.
But again, there's another thing. If you want to talk about leadership qualities, okay? And this is an important one. She said that they were mean to him, called him a racist, which is why he's mean to the reporters. And she's like, I hate reporters. She's extrapolated it across all reporters. However, one very important leadership quality is seeing how one handles their execution of power over people they hate. Can you govern the people you hate as effectively as you govern the people you love? Because as a leader, it is your job to interact and to do business with and to govern people that maybe you can't stand with some sense of impartiality. As a leader, you have to be more about building bridges than burning them. And Donald Trump is not a bridge builder.
Why do they call him a racist?
They call him a racist because they're lying fearmongers who want to manipulate the populace into being afraid of him.
Dude! Oh my God, dude, listen to this word salad. They called him a racist because they're lying fearmongers that are indoctrinating and grooming the children to believe that Donald Trump is the Antichrist and it's the deep state trying to give me a hand job and finger my labia in an extenuation of Vivek Ramaswamy's wet dream about destroying all the governmental agencies. Blah, 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 blah. Dude, what is that word salad, bro? My nuts hurt just listening to that. I'm serious, dude. Jesus.
We've got military-age men infiltrating
military-age men.
We've got NGOs.
NGOs, groomers.
In the Panama,
there's groomers.
Darien Gap. I've got a friend, Ben Berkwan, who makes that journey all the time.
Oh my God. See, they all have friends that are, you know, she's got a friend who is a CRT in the DEI and the NGOs in the CIA, right? The FBI and the NSA are all telling her that DJT is the KING, bro. Oh, dude, she's got that voice like she has been huffing on a Honda tailpipe for like 12 years.
Trump isn't the issue. The issue is the decline in religiosity in America and also the proponent of ideology.
See, I don't buy this decline in religiosity because people were super religious in the 1940s and there was segregation and lynchings and men were beating and their wives and with no consequences. There were serial killers all through the 60s and 70s. 1850, there was slavery. There was Jim Crow for 100 years while people were religious. So don't tell me that religion leads to good morals. Look at the guy, Robert Morris, Trump's spiritual advisor back in the 80s. When everyone was real religious here in America, and he was molesting a 12-year-old girl. Like, stop saying that religious values create better behavior because we have a lot of historical proof that that is a lie. Like, there should be a hook that comes out and yanks that guy off the seat for even saying something so ridiculous.
Could I please respond
Lady
to
MAGA,
allegations and characterization?
no,
of
just
Dude,
say-
Lady MAGA just wants to say Barack Hussein Obama again. Come on,
Stay
here
on
we
that
go.
topic, though. He
No,
has
this
to
is on the
Yeah.
topic. You came in and you brought it up and you called us 9-to-5ers.
I didn't call you. I said
No,
middle
you said
America.
Trump supporters.
Is that a
You
bad
said
thing?
middle.
No.
Oh, so you're
This is
responding,
fair.
you're
I'm
responding
responding to exactly
the
what
type
she
of person
said.
that Trump
that
connects
she,
with. That she
Yeah.
the way
I
you
didn't say
characterized
you.
Trump support. You didn't say
No,
me,
I
but
didn't
you
say
did say
This is the
people
last
who
point.
stand for Trump and Lady
I didn't-
MAGA.
actually, I didn't say
Dude,
that.
Lady
Let
MAGA is
MAGA.
what a
People at home,
joke.
rewind a little bit and listen to what she said.
Yeah.
So basically, I just want you to know, je parle français. Yo hablo español. I lived in Africa, Ecuador,
I have
France.
lived
I've
all
lived
over
around the
as
world.
well.
I know you're fancy. You're not a
Dude, Lady MAGA, they spouted like 2 lines of French and
9-to-5er. I just want to tell you, girl,
Not even.
do not
even.
stereotype.
Come from poverty, my
I'm
sweetheart.
talking, honey.
We need
Thank
to
you.
let,
Go ahead.
we need to hear this point
Thank
out.
you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Thank you.
Go ahead. Your
So I
mascara's
just
running
want
a
you.
little.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm sitting like a sinner in church, and I know how that feels.
All right, get to your
anyway,
point
I was
already.
trying. Can I talk
You
now?
have to stop.
I know,
speaking.
but she
You need
just
to-
needs to get to the point. It's
No, I'm
like
I'm
dragging
getting-
on and on.
No, I'm being very succinct,
Okay,
actually.
I just have a
No,
hard
you're
time.
not, Lady
Jezebel.
MAGA.
Go ahead.
All right.
Jesus.
Bro, if you're gonna call me, you have to call them too.
Well, you
I
called
just
him a
wanna-
white supremacist.
I just want to hear
Can we-
Lady
Dude,
Dude,
MAGA
he is a
finish
white
his sentence,
supremacist.
and then we're
He's
gonna move on.
upholding
I'm going
white
to
supremacy
finish
with
the-
his whitewashing.
The MAGA Trump supporting community is the most intelligent and diverse community I have ever known in my life. Thank you.
Awesome.
Dude! Oh, bro! The MAGA? Dude, Lady MAGA, dude, we need the gong, bro. We need, hold on. Right there. I'm sorry, dude. Dude, this is, we need the video, bro. Dude, we need the video right here, boss. There it is. Yeah. Get lost with that, dude. Dude, no
Right, let's reset.
way
Community.
Lady
The
MAGA
MAGA.
said that. Dude, there's no way he believes that.
I think that you just have to respect the MAGA wing and say that, like, it's not the people that are wanting to feel important, it's that they're being led by a madman.
Okay,
Well,
let's,
yeah.
let's bring in our
And not
disagreeers.
everyone who was there shared that value. Like, not all Trump supporters would do that. So I think it's important to not lump everyone in with those 100 and some people that were there, because that's not fair either. Because I don't think any of these guys would be there, but
Right.
I could be wrong.
Actually, I was going to go to January 6th.
Dude, she
and
would
we just
absolutely
didn't
go.
And we were going to
Oh,
the
you
rally.
wanted to attend.
Yeah, but we were going to the rally. I actually
She was
have
gonna
a
go
very
stand
good
by the
friend that did
gallows.
attend. After the speech at the Ellipse, he went back to his hotel room. He's a black actor from Hollywood. He ran for the state assembly. He's the vice chair of the Los Angeles GOP. And so he went back to his hotel room, saw Emmett.
She's like, I was going to storm COVID, but instead I was dry humping a cardboard cutout of Mike Pence.
saying, oh, it's a very somber moment. He said, I was just with those people. Right. He went out. He had a good time. He didn't see any of the bad stuff happen.
Jesus.
Went.
So he didn't enter the Capitol.
Hold on.
Okay.
Sing the national anthem.
Cliffhanger.
The police were there. They kind of waved him along. He stood in the threshold of the Capitol for 71 seconds, and he's facing 3 years in prison, nonviolent.
Because he
That
walked
is-
in.
Yeah, but
So maybe he shouldn't have walked in.
It's probably, I'm not saying it's
again,
fair.
this is not America.
Yeah.
This is not America. We have had a man
What do you mean?
in jail now for 4 years.
This is not America when they're storming the Capitol and you go in there. I mean, what are you supposed to get off? Right? Like, let me just tell you this. You ready? If I go to a protest at the Capitol, okay, and everybody around me just starts hitting police officers and piling into the building willy-nilly, and there's, people are just piling in there, smashing windows, guess what? I'm not going in. If people smash the windows of the U.S. Capitol and start running in there and they're running out with furniture and I'm not going in, okay? I mean, it ain't rocket science.
When you look at the images from January 6th, people in the Capitol, you're saying you believe that hundreds of those people are FBI.
I'm saying that I have reason to believe that there were not only FBI agents, but FBI informants in the crowd.
All right, hold on. First off, here are these guys that are not FBI agents. Joe Biggs, he's the leader of the Proud Boys. Here's one of his flunkies over here doing the little white power symbol that all the Proud Boys love to do. And here they are, January 6th, after they stormed the Capitol. These MFers are not FBI agents.
So we just stormed the Capitol, took the mother place back. That was so much fun.
So much America. So much America.
More murders. January 6th will be a day in infamy.
Yes, yes.
These guys were loving life, bro. They were loving life, boss. These guys have been at the center of so much harm. You know how many parents at a school that celebrates Pride Month have gotten beaten up by these people in Portland? You know how many protesters have gotten their asses kicked or taken a bottle to the face by these These are degenerate criminal bitches, bro, that do nothing but sow, reckless chaos and harm to people because they believe that they're allowed to break the law and to do whatever they want. They're white power, anti-LGBTQ, anti-anybody who is not part of their Christian, hetero-dominant white power scheme. There they are. They're bragging about it.
So excuse me if I'm not going to care that Trump wanted his people to peacefully protest and then they broke some windows.
Peacefully protest.
People like AOC, I think maybe Biden and Kamala Harris themselves, basically propagating.
Dude, they had a gallows there, bro. Peaceful gallows. I mean, you don't bring a gallows to peaceful protests, guys. You just don't. And it wasn't FBI agents that brought this, bro. And Mike Pence was literally worried about dying. The vice president of the country was worried about dying. It was not just some inconsequential, a couple guys getting angry and breaking a few windows.
The idea that
I get countless emails from people who said, I'm reconsidering everything I ever thought about Donald Trump.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
His popularity is unparalleled.
I'm sure you're getting countless emails from all over the world, right? Of military-aged men with tears in their eyes saying, Lady MAGA, I'm reconsidering Donald Trump.
The silent majority. Because of the chilling effect, I lost my 8-year career in the airline industry essentially for being a Trump supporter and a Second Amendment supporter. People cannot speak out. I know.
For being a Second Amendment supporter, what does that mean? Lady MAGA took a rifle on the plane and was like, vote Trump?
Oh, the silent majority.
All right, well, let me tell you why you got fired, Lady MAGA.
I know the American people.
Let's have a little talk about that.
Would win the election. The reason I'm heartbroken to be sitting here right now agreeing with that is because I do not fully trust our election process. I don't want a strong border because I'm racist.
Dude, we already know you're racist because you were talking about the whole countries. What are you talking about?
I talked to a Mexican girl and they found a young girl who had been 60 different DNAs were in her body. That's what we're talking about when we have an open border.
I don't mean to laugh because it's horrific to have somebody getting raped with 60 types of DNA in there. But like, dude, why is it that somebody like Lady MAGA and all these MAGA heads will cry or force fake tears over like one person's like horrible things that happens to them? You know what I mean? Over the border, that one Mexican girl getting raped or whatever. But like, dude, there's like tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of American women being, and now they might get the death penalty for trying to get an abortion. And you're crying about one, like, shut the up, bro. Seriously, I get so tired of that. The same with these motherfuckers on Twitter with the immigrant crime. 20,000 people died in the last year, and they only want to talk about the 3 that died to undocumented people. It's like, get the out of here, bro. You either care about all of them or you care about none of them. But quit with your phony-ass grandstanding.
A lot of anti-Trump sentiment, and Joe Biden represented perhaps a return to normalcy. He's just like Barack Obama Part 2. Obama wasn't so bad, right? The world kept going. Yes, but that's what they were thinking, right? But now
this is true, Milksy.
4 years
You're
of
right.
Joe Biden has done.
Dude, did you see that guy's face right there? That guy was like all of us. Look at this guy. Homie spikes the camera. Watch him.
But that's what they were thinking, right?
It was because of the Barack Hussein Obama. Watch his face.
Now we've actually seen what 4 years of Joe Biden has done. Inflation is insane.
The 5th time of Barack Hussein Obama. Oh my God, I will never get tired of that, bro.
Barack Obama Part 2, Obama wasn't so bad, right? The world kept going. Yes, but that's
Obama?
yeah, that's what they were thinking, right? But now we're actually seeing what 4
I
years
know,
of Joe Biden
yes!
has done. Inflation,
Dude,
is insane.
Sam for the win!
Seeing people getting back to work instead of new jobs. The border is open. We have these new wars. There's so many problems that I think it would be so unbelievable if they tried to pull what they did in 2020 once more. That I'm hoping they don't try again, or if they do, that they're caught.
So here's what I'll say. I think you make a lot of good points about Joe Biden. I will say this is why I'm a Republican, because I don't agree with Joe Biden, right?
But you'll vote.
But you'll vote for him.
I will vote for him over someone who tried to pull a coup on this country, yes. But
Russiagate was a coup on this country.
no, I don't, that's irrelevant.
Do you believe
We
Trump
saw it
colluded with
our
Russia? Did Trump collude with Russia?
No, it's
Steal an election?
no.
Okay.
And so this country went through 2.5 years of a special counsel.
Dude, what is up with these guys, bro? Like, dude, when I look at them, I feel like I'm in a really bad reality TV skit. Don't these people look like characters on a Saturday Night Live?
I will not be voting at all because I am not an American. I've lived in America for years, came the legal way, spent a lot of money and time.
Dude, she's not an American. Why is she even on this panel, bro? Like, what is she even doing? Right? She's in here arguing about this. She's not even an American. Like,
I am through the visa process and all of that, but that is one of the reasons why I love Donald Trump. He is not.
Yeah, because he emigrates women from Soviet Union. He brings in prostitutes from around the country. Just kidding. No, I support Melania being a nude model. I would never dog on someone being a nude model. I support the adult industry 100%. I think it's great. Women who want to do that and never put them down. The only thing I put Melania down for is for staying with that man after he's cheated on her multiple times.
I don't want to call it the right. It's everyone. It's the center, it's the right, it's the far right, it's the libertarians, it's people that aren't supposed to exist. Black conservatives not supposed to exist. Gay conservatives not supposed to exist. All these people. I want to see this.
Dude, look at him, bro. Dude, this is like Arsenio Hall's illegitimate love child, bro. Dude, Donald Trump gave birth to Arsenio Hall. This is what you'd have. Oh, that's funny.
I love Vivek. He's my man.
I love Vivek too, and Trump loves Vivek.
I know, but I wish
dude,
he was the.
There's no way, dude. Anybody who loves Vivek is suspect, bro.
In the Republican movement, the MAGA crowd is all about the freedom. The staunch Republican suit and tie crowd often won't even talk with me.
The MAGA crowd is all about the freedom. I actually take issue with that. I don't believe the MAGA crowd likes freedom at all. I think the MAGA crowd is about their freedom. They're about freedom for their crowd. They want to be free to, say what they want without consequence. They want to be free to not see gay people. They want to be free to hang the 10 Commandments on the wall or to tell people what they can and can't talk about.
But you guys are offering one of the only spaces on the internet right now with this fascinating back and forth.
Yeah, but see, the problem, though, with this dialogue is the more I hear MAGA talk, the less I want to work with MAGA. You know what I mean? It's like the more you hear them speak, the less you want to make any space for their movement. Right? Like, they probably should stop talking.
Setting a space that's safe and that people can talk and really share their passions and their beliefs. And
dude, she had some of the good zingers, actually.
That's what we're doing, right? Yeah.
You did have that Jezebel spirit.
I have that Jezebel spirit. Watch me change my username on every single platform.
Dude, you know what's funny, too, about RC saying the Jezebel spirit, dude? He's going to be rubbing one out to her Instagram page later. I bet you anything, bro.
Can we interview you now?
Dude, somebody needs to check RC's browser history. 100%, bro.